Have you ever wondered how we got here? How did we go from small bands of hunters wandering the plains to a world of bustling cities, instant communication, and spaceships exploring the stars? It didn't happen all at once. History isn't a single, thunderous explosion. Instead, it's a long chain of small moments, tiny decisions, and quiet revolutions. Each one might have seemed insignificant, a mere ripple on the surface of time. But these ripples combined and became the great waves that shaped our world. It's a story of dominoes falling, one after another, toward an unpredictable future. This journey is the greatest adventure story ever told. It's a tale of human ingenuity, capacity for adaptation, and relentless curiosity. We will take a whirlwind tour through thousands of years, pausing at key moments to see how a single idea could alter our species' course. We'll see how a farmer planting a seed was just as revolutionary as an engineer building a computer. These aren't just stories about kings, queens, generals, battles. They are stories about us. They are the collected memories of our shared human family, explaining the foundations of the world we live in today, in 2025. Consider the power of a single idea. It can be as simple as a new way to tie a knot, or as complex as a mathematical formula. Once shared, an idea takes on a life of its own. It can travel across deserts and oceans, be passed down through generations, and evolve beyond its creator's imagination. Our history is a library of these ideas. Imagine a world without farms. For hundreds of thousands of years, this was our reality. Our ancestors were nomads, constantly on the move. Following the herds of animals they hunted, gathering the wild plants that grew. Their lives were dictated by the seasons and the whims of nature. Survival was a daily challenge, a relentless search for the next meal. They were experts of their environment, possessing incredible knowledge of plants and animals, but they were fundamentally at the mercy of what the world provided. Their world was vast, but their footprint was light, always moving, never settling. Then, about 12,000 years ago, someone made a choice. It was a revolutionary gamble. Instead of just eating the grains they found, they decided to keep some and plant them in the ground. Perhaps it was an accident at first, a discarded seed that sprouted near a campsite. But soon it became intentional. This was the birth of agriculture. It was a simple act, pushing a seed into the soil and waiting. Yet it was one of the most profound changes in human history. For the first time, we weren't just taking from nature, we were actively shaping it to meet our needs. This small act of faith in the future would change absolutely everything. This single innovation meant we could stay in one place. No longer did we have to chase our food across the landscape. We could build permanent homes, villages, eventually bustling towns. Life became more predictable. A successful harvest meant a surplus of food. This surplus was the key. It meant that not everyone had to spend their entire day finding food. People could specialize. Builders, weavers, potters, priests. Society began to stratify and become more complex. The consequences of this agricultural revolution are still with us today. The very idea of a village, a town, a city, is a direct result of that first planted seed. It led to concepts of property ownership. This is my land, my crop. It fueled population growth, as a stable food supply could support more people in a smaller area. It also brought new challenges like crop failure disease that could spread more easily in dense populations, conflicts over land and resources. That one small act of planting a seed set us on the path to civilization itself, with all its glories and its problems. Beat. With people living together in growing communities, a new problem arose: how to keep track of everything. How do you record who owns which field? How much grain is stored in the granary? How do you send a message to a neighboring town without relying on memory? The first solution was simple pictures. A drawing of a head of grain next to a number of lines could represent a quantity of wheat. This was the dawn of writing, born not from poetry, but from accounting. Cuneiform in Mesopotamia. Hieroglyphs in Egypt. Only a select few, the scribes, could master this powerful technology. This system of pictures and symbols was a huge leap forward, but it was still cumbersome. The real breakthrough came with a radical new idea: the alphabet. The Phoenicians, a seafaring people from the ancient Near East, perfected this concept around 1000 BCE. They developed a system with just over 20 symbols, each representing a consonant sound. A historian's finger tracing ancient Phoenician letters carved into a stone tablet. Suddenly, writing became exponentially simpler. You no longer needed to memorize thousands of pictures. You just needed to learn a couple dozen letters and how to combine them. The invention of the alphabet gave the power of writing to everyone. It was a democratization of knowledge. Greeks adapted it, adding vowels. Romans adapted it, creating the basis for modern alphabets. Now merchants could keep their own records without hiring a scribe. Laws could be written down and publicly displayed. Messages could be sent reliably over long distances. History itself could be recorded not just as the deeds of kings, but as stories, plays, philosophies, copied and shared far and wide, outliving their authors by millennia. This explosion of literacy fueled an explosion of thought. Ideas could now be debated, refined, and built upon across generations. Knowledge became a cumulative enterprise. The written word, made accessible by the alphabet, allowed humanity to create a collective, external brain. As societies grew larger and more complex, they began to organize themselves into states and then vast empires. Think of the Romans, the Persians, the Han Dynasty in China. The challenge for these empires was immense. How do you control enormous territories, diverse populations, vast resources from a single central point? The answer lay in two innovations that went hand in hand: systematic infrastructure, the rule of law. An empire isn't just conquered land, it's organized land. It requires a system to move armies, collect taxes, deliver messages quickly and efficiently across hundreds or even thousands of miles. The Romans were the absolute masters of this. Beat, the spark of inquiry. For much of human history, the big questions: what is the world made of? Why do the stars move? Were answered by religion, were answered by myth, were answered by tradition. But around the 6th century BCE in Greece, a new way of thinking began to emerge. Thinkers we call philosophers sought different kinds of answers. They weren't satisfied with thunder as an angry god. They wanted natural causes. They began to ask, how can we know for sure? This was the birth of rational inquiry and the scientific mindset. Thales, Pythagoras, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle developed a revolutionary tool: logic. Through careful observation, reason-structured argument, we could uncover underlying principles. Aristotle, for example, spent his life observing and classifying plants, animals, political systems. The world was an ordered, knowable system. Ethics, politics, the nature of a good life. The Socratic method of relentless questioning exposed ignorance and sharpened thought. Preserved and expanded by scholars of the Islamic Golden Age, mathematics, medicine, astronomy, later rediscovered in Europe, fueling the Renaissance and scientific revolution, the engine of every medical breakthrough, engineering marvel, and voyage into space. For millennia, the great civilizations of the world were like islands: Europeans, Africans, Asians, Americans, developing largely in isolation, separated by vast oceans and deserts. Overland trade like the Silk Road was slow, dangerous, expensive. In the 15th century, technology converged. Stronger, more maneuverable ships like the Caravel braved the open ocean. Powerful hulls. The magnetic compass, born in China, refined for the sea. Sailors knew direction even under clouded skies. With astrolabes for latitude, voyages became calculated risks. Plot a course out and back. Vasco da Gama reached India and Columbus crossed the Atlantic, shattering old maps. The continents were stitched into a single system. Consequences were enormous and often devastating. The brutal transatlantic slave trade, the Columbian Exchange, plants, Animals, culture, technology, diseases. New foods reshaped diets and populations. Livestock remade landscapes. A global economy emerged. Bolivian silver for Indonesian spices sold in Amsterdam. Fates on opposite sides of the planet linked, for better and worse. The ship and the compass redrew the map of the world and our place within it. For all of history, the speed of human life was limited by the power of muscle, our own or that of our animals. The power of industry was the power of a water wheel. In the 18th century, the steam engine shattered these limits. Heated vapor drove pistons, mobile, powerful energy, a tireless workhorse anywhere. Mines deepened, factories multiplied, production scaled, prices fell. Work moved to mills, noisy, dangerous, regimented. The daily revolution came on rails. Railways transformed land travel, faster than a gallop. People and goods crossed nations in days. Inputs to factories, outputs to markets. Cities swelled with workers, steam and steel. Bigger buildings, stronger bridges, durable machines. Skylines rose, and so did overcrowding, pollution, inequality, brutal conditions. Our modern world, cities, mass production, rapid transport, was born in steam and fire. After steam and steel came power you couldn't see, electricity and information. Messages crossed continents in moments, voices carried by wire, then through the air. Mathematicians like Alan Turing imagined a universal machine programmable to solve any computable problem. Early electronic computers filled rooms, code breaking and calculations. The transistor, then the microchip, made computers smaller, cheaper, more powerful. A room's power on a sliver of silicon. The true revolution came when computers connected. The internet, culmination of prior communications. A global, decentralized network for anyone to share and access information. Like the alphabet and printing press combined, planetary, at light speed. Humanity's knowledge at your fingertips. Communication became instantaneous and global, connecting people and ideas unimaginably. In 2025, we're in the heart of the digital age. This network reshaped how we work, shop, learn, entertain ourselves, and connect. It fueled globalization, birthed new industries, and gave voice to billions. It also brought challenges: privacy, misinformation, changing work, altered social ties. As steam remade the 19th century, the microchip and its network reshape our world today, turning our planet into a single, interconnected global village. We have journeyed from the first planted seed to the global digital network, and a clear pattern emerges. Human history is a story of accumulation, where small changes and simple ideas build upon each other to create staggering transformations. Each step, however small, unlocked new possibilities and a new set of challenges, paving the way for the next great leap. A farmer's seed led to a village. A scribe's symbols led to philosophy. A navigator's compass led to a connected world. A mechanic's engine led to a global economy. An engineer's microchip led to today's information-rich world. This long chain of innovation is not over. It is accelerating. We stand at a pivotal moment in history, facing challenges and opportunities beyond imagination. Climate change, artificial intelligence, gene editing, becoming multiplanetary. The decisions we make today, the seeds we choose to plant, will ripple through centuries, just as past choices shaped our present. We are not passive observers, we are active participants. The future is what we build together through countless actions.